We're on with Sam.
Sam.
Hi, I'm a huge fan of the show, Anthony. I've watched many of your videos on YouTube, and I'm a huge fan of street epistemology just as a conversation tool. Jenna, I want to say congratulations on the pregnancy, and very excited for you. But my question is, I ran for office a few times. Ran for a General Assembly seat where I live, and I've found a little bit of difficulty using the techniques in street epistemology to discuss politics. I think it's part of it is that people are a little bit more suspicious of you whenever you start asking questions like, what's the number one reason that you believe this, or what's the best piece of evidence for this belief?
Why would they be suspicious about that? I think that's a fair question. Honestly, it's an unusual question. So maybe is that what you think is causing the suspicion, or something else?
I'm not sure. I was curious as to whether or not you had tried talking about political topics using SE, and how successful or effective you think that might be, whether it's worth somebody doing a little bit of a project on it.
I could speak to that. So primarily, there's a lot of examples online where people are using street epistemology with God believers and even atheists too. And that's my preferred topic, because I think that the God belief is the foundation for lots of other beliefs, including political beliefs. So I almost view going after the political stuff as kind of ancillary, because a lot of that is predicated on a person thinking that they're good and decent, and they lump that together with their God belief. But you can absolutely set aside the God claim and go for the political stuff. And I've done it. There's probably maybe 10 videos on my channel, not that many, maybe more. But there are other people who are doing street epistemology specifically to use it with non-theistic claims. And we started a nonprofit for street epistemology called Street Epistemology International. The website, just throw a .org at the end of that. And we've tabled at political conventions because we see the value of this tool when somebody makes a claim about a political reality, whether they think Benghazi actually happened, or that mask usage is foolish, or something like that, or so-and-so is the best president. You can absolutely use it with that. But what I'm finding is that it's almost like that the spokes on the wheel type of thing. There are a lot of spokes on that wheel when it comes to the political stuff. So you can really exhaust yourself talking about all these political claims, but that's okay. You can have one conversation with them, and maybe they run into 5 more people who ask questions about their other spokes, and that's fine. So what was really interesting though, when we were tabling and we were filming a lot of the conversations, there's a channel called Cordial Curiosity that I think has like an 8-hour video of people just one after the other coming up to talk about political stuff. And it's fantastic. Some of them, of course, go to religion, because the person brings that up as the reason why they're a Democrat or Republican or something in between. And it's fascinating to see the technique being used on those claims. But there's a certain amount of, you need to set your own expectations, I think, accordingly with this tool set, with those types of claims, because there's something more going on with a person's identity when it comes to the political stuff as opposed to the theistic stuff. And I haven't quite put my finger on it yet.
I think that is.
But I don't know.
Sorry.
But no, that's okay. Please. Sometimes I have this tendency to just talk and talk. Go ahead and add something to that if you like.
No, that's fine. No, I just I was curious to know if you had thought about that a little bit more deeply, and
oh my gosh, yeah,
why that seems to be the case.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I think SE, we have enough examples where we're using street epistemology with theists to recognize that it's amazingly effective, in my view, with theists and helping them take another look at their views. So we've moved on to other stuff. Now, we haven't abandoned using SE with theistic claims. It's great. It's a great tool, but we want to use this tool for all claims. And here's the other thing. I don't care where you stand politically. I want you to learn this tool so that if you're a Republican, you can use it with a Democrat, or a Democrat Republican, or whatever, because I think it will help you get better at driving to the actual truth of the matter. Because there is a factual truth whether or not masks are good or bad for you with regards to this disease. Okay.
Sure.
Or does it, there's a factual truth of the matter whether we really have a serious problem with immigration in this country. These are all things that could be explored with this tool. So,
but it's also more complicated than that. It's not even just, are masks good for you? It's, are masks good for others? There's so many more things to cover than just a black and white. Is this true?
Yeah.
Did the coronavirus start in a lab? Okay, well, it's so much more complicated.
Right. And helping a person realize that maybe they can't back up a specific claim that that ties them into a specific political tribe. Their discovery that they can't back up that claim doesn't necessarily, they're not going to start turning in their card or changing their voter registration, but you can be giving them this tool that they can take in for themselves and start using it on their own beliefs and bring into the other people within their own tribe. So there's not a real, here's what I would love to see. I would love to see a whole new generation of people using SE specifically on political claims. And that's the direction that I think we're heading in, as evidenced by us going to those conferences and trying to get this tool set into those hands. So we will probably look back in 5 years and be amazed at how far we've come with using SE on those claims. But my experience on the political realm is not really quite as good as on the theistic stuff, personally.
Well, I really appreciate you guys taking the call. One more time, what was the name of that video that you had mentioned where there were several hours of?
Reed's going to love that. Okay, so it's called Cordial Curiosity. Cordial Curiosity. And there's also a playlist. It's if you go to the Street Epistemology YouTube channel, there's a playlist where there's a good half a dozen people who are uploading videos of others using Street Epistemology on political claims and other stuff. And it's updated on an almost daily basis. So check that out as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome,
thank you guys so much. And thank you for doing this work. I just love the show. And, I've been listening for years. It's the first time I've called in. So have a nice day, guys.
I'm glad that you called.
Thanks, Sam.